All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out of toiling in this truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathim, that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathakamat, GMS Dallas. I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to entitle this one, Proving Nero is Back. Proving Nero is back, because reincarnation is part of the Bible. It's biblical, it's part of the Lord's setup. You know what I'm saying? And you got these Christians out here that'll try to come against that and make it seem like you talking some madness when it's really them that's speaking all the madness, man. They're the ones bugged out. They the ones stupid. You know what I'm saying? But they try to make it seem like you're the one. But, because Christians have no clue. They don't know what's going on. Lord ain't dealing with Christians. But at the end of the day, we're going to prove Nero is back, man. DJT, Donald J. Trump, that's Nero, man. And of course, us at Great Millstone, we call this nigga Nero 47, Nero 47. This is Nero, bro. And we finna, hey, bro, it's too much evidence to backing it, man. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, I typed in Donald J. Trump assassination attempts, and of course, pull this up. Right here, it says Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024, Donald Trump, Salakia, then a former president of the United States and the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party in 2024 presidential election, survived an assassination attempt. And of course, you remember that when they shot, and I think a piece of glass or something flew and hit him in the ear. And of course he had the bandage on the ear. But as a matter of fact, let's just jump right over here. You remember this. Look at that. When they was carrying him off stage, and that top picture, the one right here in the middle screen, and putting up the fist, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. All this crap is just it ain't real, bro. It's ops, man. Psyops. They trying to set things up, man. They're pushing forward their agenda. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when we go back over here, when you jump down to the bottom of the screen where it says top stories, you see the guy on the ground right there in that first article, which looks to be a Jake. You know what I'm saying? Handcuffed, I guess, no shirt on right there, and it says Secret Service agent who took bullet in Trump assassination attempt. It's a lot of questions, man. How did this dude just get past security, get in and walking around with a big ass shotgun? Come on, bro, to get into the dinner and make an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, man. How is that? How did that happen? It's just a lot of questions and things that's not adding up. As a matter of fact, I want you to check this out, because this is more proof that it's all staged, man. These devils are liars, man. At the end of the day. So real quick, I'm gonna play this video right here, and this is fair use. It's not any money being made off this, no monetary gain. It's just for educational purposes only. So fair use. So I'm gonna play this video. Listen to what she says, man. This was pre-dinner. This was before the dinner, before the event started. Now watch this. They interviewed this female.
Will be classic.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
See, these devils are slick, man. But they put it out there. There's a thing that's called hidden in plain sight. Salakia, what the hell? Hidden in plain sight.
It'll be classic.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you.
So these devils are you know what I'm saying? They up to something, bro. They trying to set things up, man. So to forward that agenda, man. All these things are staged, man. It's not real shit. It's psyops, man. You know, and these devils are serious about their agenda. So you see it right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude on the ground right there at the bottom, so-called Jake. It looks to be a Jake. I don't know if it is or not, but can't really tell. But I'm sure they're gonna pass him off to be a Jake. Whether he is or isn't. But because again, all part of setting up the coming agenda, the things that these devils are looking forward to bringing, man, here in the very, very near future. So real quick, what do I want? Oh yeah, I want to. We're just gonna continue to prove this because it's just the evidence is overwhelming, man. So let's go here now. It says, dealing with the assassination attempts. It says this is the brother put it in Chat GPT. I don't really know what he typed in. It's hard to see it. It's something about, and I guess in past time, the ancient Caesars or emperors used assassination attempts to forward agendas, roughly paraphrasing. It says there are a few cases in ancient Rome where emperors or political leaders either staged danger, exaggerated assassination plots, or used alleged plots to justify crackdowns. You see? But it says, but fully proven fake assassinations are actually rare. More often, rulers claimed plots, real or exaggerated, to push political agendas. Exactly. And these things are not, they're not exaggerated, man. These things are real. These devils are doing these things. They're the wicked, man. So it says, reading on, it says Roman emperors who used or allegedly staged assassination plots. Look at number 1, the very top. Nero used alleged plots to justify purges. You see that? So Nero used alleged plots to justify purges. So it's not, come on, man. This nigga did these things, man. So, and this nigga is doing these things as well, bro. Same shit. So let's keep it moving. That's the point in that. So let's keep it moving. Check this. Remember this right here? The infamous sleeping picture, where he fell asleep. I don't know what this was, but you see his delegates all behind him there. And this dude on the end, look at this dude, bro. He looking at Trump like, what the fuck, man? But yeah, you see it. You see it, look at this dude, man. Just fell asleep, in the meeting or whatever they were doing, man. Obviously this dude right here behind him, directly behind him right here, look like he's speaking probably to some reporters or some people out there. And this nigga is knocked out right here, bro. Oh man, he saw something. He saw finish, man. He saw us finish, man. But check this right here. Somebody typed into Google, did Nero the emperor nod off often? And it says historical accounts, which I got these, by the way, out of our group chat here in Dallas. It says historical accounts primarily from ancient writers such as Suetonius and Tacitus suggests that Emperor Nero was often disengaged from his administrative duties and would indeed nod off. You see that? Come on, man. That's too on point and precise. And the Lord cold, but you got to know what you're looking at. You got to know what you're looking for, to be able to see these things. You got to have that spiritual eye, that discernment, that eye salve. It says, or act indifferently during important proceedings, sometimes waking up to continue with his tasks. And I'm sure that nigga woke up, when he was asleep and right there and just went in like he had never fell asleep, So, yeah, man, bro, it's too many things lining up. This nigga is Nero. This nigga DJT is Nero, man. And that's why us here at GMS Dallas, and with GMS period, we call this nigga Nero. You know, this is Nero 47, man. You know, this is that nigga, man. This that dude, bro. Too many things that's it's not a coincidence. Come on, bro. No. And we're going to get some scriptures to prove that, you know. So again, you know, just like we just read about the assassination attempts, we just read that Nero nodded off, man, you know, doing his administrative duties, just like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's not an accident. The Lord is very purposeful in how he moves and what he does, bro. So, hey, let's get some scriptures, man, you know, to back that. Let's get it's Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, you know, and verse 9. And it reads, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So real quick, let's jump over to the 6th chapter and find out what the thing is. This is Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 10, and it reads, that which hath been, which is the thing in Acts 1 and 9, that which hath been, that thing is named already. What is it? Well, the Lord is about to tell you, and it is known that it is man. So the thing is man, you know, neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. And we can't contend. No one can contend with the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's giving you the answer right here. And you'll have those that'll still try, man. You can't contend with the Lord, bro. Sit your dumb ass down. This is back in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. So now we know what the thing is. We're going to read it in context. It's man. So it says, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, the man that hath been, it is that which shall be. So the man was, and he's going to be again. That's clear, man. That's what that's saying. And that which is done is that which shall be done. So whatever he did, he's going to do again, because he's going to be again. He hath been, and he's going to be again. He did something, he's going to do it again. And we're going to back that up. Just watch this. Just watch where this is going. And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new man under the sun. You know? So, boom. None of us are new. We've all been here before. Multiple times, many times. You know what I'm saying? When a so-called newborn baby is born into the earth, it's been here before. It's not new. That's a new created body, but that spirit in the body is ancient. It's old. It's not new. It's been here before. And it's done deeds in the earth, whether good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how things play out. You'll know those deeds, man. You know? So because they come back in the earth to be judged, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and we gonna get that. So real quick, let's back that up with this. It's Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, and we're gonna jump down to verse 15. It says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. So that which hath been, the thing that hath been, the man, is now, and that which is to be hath already been. So he's been, and he's going to be again. And the Most High required that which is past. And that's why, you know, because he's going to judge you on your past, man. You know, that's why our forefathers understood, you know, the whole concept of reincarnation, man. You know what I'm saying? There's an account in a John the 9th chapter where they were asking, you know, it's about the blind man. If you brothers are familiar, if not, then go read John the 9th chapter, and you'll find out what I'm talking about. The blind man, and they ask him, who did sin, this man or his parents? You know what I'm saying? So for them to say who sinned, this man, which was born blind, you know, he was born blind. How would he sin? If there's only one, you know, this whole YOLO, the one only live once, and like these devils push, then how would he sin? Wouldn't it had to been the parents? But because you pay for your own sins, the scriptures tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel, I believe it's the 18th chapter, goes into that you know, if the son sins, the father don't have to pay for that. And if the father sins, the son don't have to pay. You know what I'm saying? So you pay for your own sins. You can go read that as well. Ezekiel, the 18th chapter, around verse 20, 21, somewhere in there. It goes into it. So, yeah, you pay for your own sins. Now when it says in scriptures like Isaiah, the 14th chapter, verse 21, where it says, that they're paying for, prepare slaughter for the children for the sins of his father. That's not talking about your physical father. That's talking about because you are your forefather. Exodus the 20th chapter and verse 5 breaks that down. You come back every 3 to 4 generations to roughly paraphrasing to them that hate me, roughly paraphrasing to the damn. I'm really messing that up. Let me go get that real quick because I don't want to mess it up like that. This is Exodus 20 and verse 5. It says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh Shem Shai, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." There it is. Yeah. So the third and fourth generation is you coming back. Because, of course, we come with reincarnation. We're clearly proving that right now. The thing that hath been, the man that hath been is that which shall be, that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new man under the sun. So you're coming back in 3 to 4 generations from the time that you, expired. And you go back to the spirit realm. 3 to 4 generations later, the Lord is going to send that spirit back into the earth. You're going to be born. The man and the woman is going to get together and form a body, and the Lord is going to put that spirit in that body, and that baby's going to be born, which, boom, it's going to be you who coming back, So you're the fathers that it's talking about, because you're your own forefather. You be your like great or great or something like that, grandparent or great grandparent. If you could take a picture, you'd be looking at yourself if you could, But the Lord got this thing set up where that can't happen, man. But going back to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, and we're going to read verse 15 again. It says, "That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past." So real quick, I want to read this in the NLT because it's going to explain it even better. To the right of the screen, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15 in the NLT, it says, "What is happening now has happened before, and what will happen in the future has happened before, because the Most High makes the same things happen over and over again." So, boom, you cannot deny that the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing. And then you read here, the Most High likes doing the same things, makes the same things happen over and over again. Hello? So that proves, and then we just read the things we read with the Chat GP and the AI overview of Nero, and we seeing these same things with this dude. How can you deny come on, bro. Reincarnation, very clearly reincarnation, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Nero, man. Trump is Nero, hands down. You can't even argue it, because these are the things that's happening, bro. This is biblical. So, and there's other things I can go and get, but, I don't want to make this too long. We've done the reincarnation videos. You can go, pull those up and watch them. And, I just want to do a really quick hit, just touching on this. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. And we're going to start at the top of verse 1. Should have known I was going to do that. Salakia. Satan, man. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, Ephesians 6 in full effect. But this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 1. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright." So this is dealing with Esau. This is dealing with the ungodly. And there's, of course, this nigga's spirit and vibration is walking through the earth, So the majority of these people are under that, So they're ungodly as well, Speaking of 2/3 of the nation of Israel, So it says, for which you Christians fall up under that, man, for the because you don't believe in reincarnation, which is clearly in the Bible, man. Come on, man. And he's calling you ungodly. Let's read this. This Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 1. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright." Yeah, it's not what the Lord set up. This is what you talking. You talking that bullshit, that nonsense, man. It says, our life is short and tedious, and in the earth, Salakia, and in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave, which is a lie. We just proved that. You saw it. We just broke down the scriptures and proved this to be a lie. That's why these niggas are being uncalled ungodly, man. And that whole YOLO, you only live once spirit, you know. That's where that shit came from, Esau, man. You know, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had not, as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air, which the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, that when you die. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick and then we'll come back. Let's get that real quick. I just want to let the scripture speak. Take the parallel off real quick. Well, you know, let's see what it says. We'll leave it. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 7. In the KJV to the left, it says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. Let's see, to the right, NLT, for then the dust will return to the earth, and the spirit will return to the Most High who gave it. Yeah, you know. And as a matter of fact, there's another one I'm trying to remember. And I can't remember it right now, so I ain't gonna even try to tangle with it. But you get the point. It don't vanish in a thin air. The spirit goes back to the Lord who gave it, man. You know, these devils are through. They don't have a proper understanding of the scriptures. Verse 4, it says, Wisdom Solomon 2 and 4 says, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. It says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man can cometh again. And that's a lie, bro. And that's why he called these niggas ungodly, man. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, man. Because the Lord set up reincarnation. That's part of this story, man. It's part of the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? Reincarnation, we come back. That's why the scripture's saying in Ecclesiastes 4 and 16, I believe, there is no end to all the people, or to the people, roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? So, because we come back, man, you know, that's why you had that dumb, wicked nigga, Vocab Malone, trying to say that the Edomites were done away with. No, bro. The Edomites are part of the process of reincarnation, and they come back, man. They're here. That's why they're in end time prophecies, man. You know, so stop with the lies, man. And that nigga's an Edomite, so I get him pushing that bullshit, you know. But again, proving Nero is back. Nero is back, man. DJ Trump is Nero, and that's the proof, man. You know what I'm saying? Very classic. You can't get past it, man. So with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharka Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayah Shal Dawadah Shalom.